Hello and welcome everybody. We are back to the Taiko World Cup 2026 quarterfinals with the Indonesia versus Slovakia match. My name is Sparks and I'm joined today by Ethan.
Hello everybody. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this match. We've got Indonesia, seed 24 versus Slovakia, seed 15. Should be a pretty interesting match here. It's sort of a bit of a mods versus mechanics matchup with Indonesia. Definitely having, I think, a bit of a stronger showing or lineup on the modded picks, but Slovakia, this is a mechanics team through and through, and the longer they survive, the stronger they get. So yeah, it could be a pretty good match between these two.
Yeah, for sure. And this is also a losers bracket matchup, so whoever loses here is eliminated from the tournament. The stakes are high.
They are indeed. But yeah, should be pretty interesting. I don't think either of these teams, despite the seed difference, are particularly favoured. Slovakia, as I said, very strong mechanics team, so they'll do better the longer they can, or the further they can get into this tournament. It's still fairly early days, but we are at a level now and at a difficulty pool where they can start showing their true strength. Obviously, they've got the likes of Never, Aleha Golden on their side. Indonesia, very strong with the mods. FHZ is a very strong player. You've also got the likes of Ray on there as well. But yeah.
Yeah, so, Indonesia also pulling off many upsets in groups and also taking a point of China, which was a very strong team.
Yeah, indeed. So if I think the question with this match becomes, does Indonesia have the skill cap available to them to keep up with Slovakia this round? Because if they do, it could be very worrying for Slovakia, and could be, I don't know if it would be necessarily a surprise per se, but it would certainly be, I mean, incredible for Indonesia to have seeded 24th and to have gotten as far as they have already. But yeah, can they go one step further? Quick look at the pick'ems. It is actually a little bit even. I mean, 62% or 67% say Slovakia will win,
no.
but there's a third on Indonesia. And but looking in the stream predictions, it's much more even between these two. So yeah, let's find out. And Slovakia banning Hidden One, not a surprise at all. I think that's a fairly expected one.
And number 4. Bunch of reading haters here. But Indonesia's first pick, I'm assuming it'll be somewhere in that mod range, trying to take the advantage there.
Yeah, I think possibly a hidden 2, or maybe one of the free mods. Maybe a free mod 1 if they think they can out-mod Slovakia. I think the Hard Rocks are probably something within Slovakia's ability. The DT's definitely within their capabilities. So yeah, maybe hiddens and free mods will be what's coming from Indonesia as we wait to see. I think they're considering their pick just a little bit. Makes sense, they are up against some fearsome opponents.
Yeah, I do think free mod would be pretty good for them. But we see Hidden 2 coming out very fast hidden in terms of scroll speed.
Yeah, I think this makes sense. I mean, yeah, Slovakia ban Hidden 1. They're not a mod team. This is kind of just a very solid first pick from them. But we'll see what kind of scores the Slovakians can put up. When we say not good, of course, we mean sort of relatively speaking. They do have players that can play these picks. It's just a case of, well, can they beat Indonesia?
Yeah.
Yeah, going with hot as balls.
And Hidden 2 also just being so different from Hidden 1, being like twice the BPM in terms of scroll, so it's just almost an entirely different skill set. So we'll see. Should be a little easier for Slovakia than Hidden One.
Yeah,
Indonesia pulling out a Paja Bole, very strong hidden player.
Yeah, exactly. I think a lot of times the Hidden One ban from a mechanics team is kind of expected, because if you're a team that sort of plays, you know, high difficulty, high BPM maps, playing this hidden is mechanically very easy for them. It is just the reading, whereas a Hidden One, something that's slower, a bit more dense, is going to be completely out of you know, something that these guys practice a lot of or play a lot of. But yeah, Never and Alea coming in for the Slovakians. Alea saying he hates Hidden. Yeah.
It's just the first pick moment. You gotta go through it.
Yeah. Somebody's got to be the sacrificial lamb or lambs, as it were. And you don't want it to be, but I'm sure they'll put up a good fight nonetheless. As we get underway with this Hidden 2.
Fairly short one as well, this one. Only 2 minutes, just about.
Yeah, that will just make all those misses and mistakes, if they come, all the more important. And straight off the bat, those are misses for Asa. For Indonesia, not too many, and right at the start is thankfully not so bad, and you can see that as Alea drops some 100s and Indonesia back in the score lead, but a scary, shaky start for the Indonesians. Definitely not what they would have wanted, and a miss like that kind of shakes the nerves a little bit for the map.
Double miss from Slovakia. And a Paja. No FCs remaining.
Wow, all FCs gone. Asa the only one at the combo cap, and that is what's keeping Indonesia in this lead right now. 40,000 points and growing, and now this is looking a lot more stable for the Indonesians. Those 2 misses from the Slovakians, probably what they were banking on, but Aleja does have very good accuracy.
More misses from Apaja. And that huge act difference as well from the Slovakian side being with that 96 from Alahar.
Yeah, but the act doesn't have to be great if your opponents keep missing, and that score lead is coming down. If Alahar can hold, and if the Indonesians keep picking up some misses, especially if Asa was to miss, they're not out of it, but there's only a third of the map remaining. Never is holding a very competitive sort of accuracy. Second now, only behind Asa.
I think very fast, like almost ninja finishers coming up right here. They all hit it. They were prepared.
Indonesia once again in control. A couple misses didn't let it slip completely out of their grasp, but there's one from East, though. I don't think there's enough. Misses from Aleja. Yeah, will put it out of reach for the Slovakians just at the end there. Indonesia take a first, but albeit somewhat shaky point, although it was a 50,000 point lead. So they win by a convincing margin. But yeah, a couple misses, and wow, that 100 count from Asa after that start. Really well done.
Yeah, and Slovakia actually had less misses. It's just that purely the act difference is what did it.
Yeah, but for that bit not being their, well, for being arguably their weakest slot or weakest skill set, and for being Indonesia's first pick, Slovakia can take a little hope from that it wasn't actually as far out of reach as they thought. Really just an active from one of their players. But now on to Slovakia, and they will definitely look to return to the favour. It's time to see what they go for. Possibly a DT, or some of the fat, or number 2 or number 3 really. Anything that really pushes the mechanics, and that skill set will be something the Slovakians will be banking on picking.
Yeah, just something fast to really get into the match. Get a good first pick in.
Exactly. Kind of depends what they want to go with, because the Indonesians did miss a bit more on that hidden 2. So they can't maybe not something like a no mod 3 isn't viable. If it's, going no mod 2 though. That makes sense, I think. But yeah, now the shoe will be on the other foot. It is time for the Slovakians to ask the Indonesians, do you have the skill cap to stay with us? And we'll find out shortly. Sarah coming in for the Indonesians, as well as Ray. Nevku are staying in for the Slovakians.
Yeah, makes sense. This map, not too difficult to hold combo on, but that accuracy when every second is a BPM change is almost impossible to keep.
Yeah. Sarah saying about the nerves, and that certainly won't keep the accuracy up. Picks like this, you need to maintain your composure. But apparently they'll be 1v0ing. There's nobody else in the lobby as the teams sort out their rosters.
Sarah solos.
Sarah solos. I'm a push up real quick. As in, like, do a push up?
Like a warm up? That works.
I got nerves. Hang on, guys. I need to rep out 10 push ups real quick.
I feel like that might actually work. I've never tried that.
Get the blood flowing, I suppose. And Golden stepping in place of Aleja for the Slovakians.
Yeah, makes sense. The 2 ultra skill cap players for Slovakia here.
Yeah, this map is almost nothing to these 2. They'll be very comfortable. Should be very comfortable on something like this. But who will be joining Sarah in the Indonesians? We did see Ray pop in for a second, possibly, I guess, doing a little bit of an offset check. That would probably make sense on a map like this.
Yeah, although it might not help too much, since,
No.
I mean, it changes all throughout the map.
No, exactly. Listen, sometimes the offset's a purely mental thing. I've put the offset up by like 5 in a random direction. I just hit plus or minus and go, I've changed the offset, I'm going to act better now. And it works. So, you know.
It does work sometimes.
Sometimes the real person you've got to mental diff is yourself. But yeah,
Yeah,
Ray
reduce the
stepping
Ray.
back in. And away we go. Let's see who makes a splash on this No Mod 2.
OD 7.2 just makes this so much more brutal.
Yeah. And away we go. Okay, clean start for most players. Golden with a little bit of a drop on the accuracy gives the Indonesians an early lead.
Yeah, Golden and Ray, definitely the 2 less comfortable with hacking this.
Yeah, and so far Indonesia just holding on to a small act lead, but yeah, barely got into the map so far, and only 10,000 points separating these 2 teams.
Wow, that accuracy from Sarah is actually insane right now, 99.8.
That is a ridiculous accuracy from Sarah. Nevku are not far behind, but at the moment it is mostly a battle of the bottom 2 players in Ray and Golden, and it is almost neck and neck between them. Hundreds traded as a miss from Never comes in, and that's going to be actually quite huge for the Indonesians here, especially if Sarah keeps holding this.
Yeah, the accuracies are basically tied with Indonesia, slightly in my favor, but double miss. Ray and Golden trading.
Golden trades it back, but Ray with another miss. There's now just 1 FC in the lobby, and it is on the side of the Indonesians here. And this map also isn't that long, just shy of 2.5 minutes long. And we're into almost the last section now.
Yeah, but some really hard patterns remaining still. Could trip up some of these players.
Could indeed. Indonesia has a little bit of a cushion, but it's not enough to save them if one of them players picks up a couple misses, and there's some from Ray. But they've just got to hold on the best they can, but Golden trades them back. And Sarah is doing absolutely everything right now for the Indonesians.
Almost 99.9.
This is an insane score from Sarah if they can close
it's
this
all
out.
That. Double S is all that.
Oh,
what are you doing, Sarah? Will they hold for the ending? Oh my goodness.
Wow, that is a ridiculous score. That 2 100s from Sarah is insane.
Hey, what did we say? Sarah solos.
Sarah did in fact solo, came to that map, didn't even make a splash, made a tidal wave, and Indonesia will take a breakpoint off of Slovakia. That, quite frankly, is absurd.
Yeah, just putting Indonesia on their back with that breakpoint, and it's their pick again.
Yeah, that is a huge momentum boost for the Indonesians, and in some sense, I wonder if that's because they've come into almost every match at this point as the underdogs in some sense. And every match they've kind of just delivered, and that is cannot be understated how impressive of a score that is from Sarah, and that is ball firmly in the Indonesians' court, as they'll probably go with maybe a free mod 1, or really any of the free mods here, look to push that reading and mod advantage that they know they have over the Slovakians, and maybe even take this to a 3-0 opening. Clearly those push-ups worked.
Yeah. The strat of all time.
Sarah said they had nerves, and quite simply, I must ask, what nerves?
Yeah. If that's Sarah with nerves, I shudder to think what they would do about.
No mod 1, and no, actually, that makes sense. Consistency pick. If you're betting on your skill cap and having better act than the Slovakians. I mean, Sarah certainly showed that in that no mod 2 and is staying in there.
Yeah, still a very bold pick against Slovakia. 7.59 star map.
Really is pushing your own skill cap here. Taking the fight in terms of skill cap to the Slovakians. Bold move, but maybe they're just relying. I mean, if they have the skill cap, it's probably within their best interest to go for something like this if they think they can outpack the Slovakians. FC2 coming in.
Yeah, I think this is their prime no mod 1 roster. This is, I believe, how they took that 1 point against China in the winners bracket last week.
And we got Kaisi and NevQR coming in for the Slovakians. You know what? I think at this stage it's prudent. I must apologize to the Indonesians because they've already ruined my pickings.
Oh, no.
I had picked a 6-1 in pick'ems for Slovakia, and Indonesia have come out the gates and they've proven me very wrong. And you know what? I apologize, Indonesia. I was not familiar with your game, and what a game it is, apparently.
Yeah, looking to extend their lead with their pick on this no mod 1. Yeah, this is to be expected. Pretty high accuracies all around to start things off.
small advantage for the Indonesians, but really nothing in it.
The bursts come in, nobody's really phased, so it looks like they all have the speed and stamina required for this.
A couple 100s were dropped there by Taisi. A couple more gives the Indonesians a bit more of a cushion here, but on this No Mod 1, misses could be very fatal indeed.
So far, Indonesia with the lead, so it seems to be working out for them.
And again, another not very long map, 2 minutes and 28. We're already halfway through. Indonesians with a tiny, tiny lead. That's only a couple 100s, but a miss from Never.
No.
And that's going to blow this No Mod 1 wide open for Indonesia.
That's
Definitely
not
not what the
miss.
Slovakians needed. That is a big blow for the Slovakians on this, and now Indonesia's going to have a little bit of a comfortable cushion here as we get into the last third. And by the way, only just now did Sarah drop the SS.
Sarah is
I wasn't mentioning it
now.
until I saw it. But Taisi misses in all of this, and that's huge. Another miss for the Slovakians.
Yeah, on a No Mod 1,
Indonesia's
that's...
30 points ahead.
Okay, chain miss
miss
from FZ. That's not enough.
But it's not enough, and once again, Sarah, the only FC in the lobby, and is put Indonesia on their backs once more. Okay, never mind, I apologize. My bad game.
Quick miss at the end.
Ooh.
Still 10-100 highest ag in the lobby.
But still, what a score there from Sarah. Indonesia are now 3-0 up. And
yeah,
I mean, this is shocking. Did people think Indonesia might win? Yeah, but I don't think anybody would have banked on Indonesia coming in and going 3-0 straight off of the bat. Slovakia need to find an answer here with this next pick of theirs. Surely they got to go with something that really pushes it. Maybe the DT?
possibly. It's really just off Sarah being a consistent anchor that Indonesia can rely on, and Slovakia not really being able to counter that. Putting up decent scores, but it's the Sarah difference here.
It really is. I mean, think about these games and these two-man teams. There's nobody on Slovakia that's like doing anything wrong. Both their players have been setting good scores. That can't be questioned at all. But Indonesia, Sarah has just stepped up for the last 2 points and just been that defining factor that's given Indonesia a break point. And then really that No Mod 1 as well. Can that continue? Who knows, but certainly off the start, a very solid opening here, as the Slovakians taking some understandable time in going for their next pick.
Yeah, they're running out of it though. They only have 2 minutes to pick, and there's the Hard Rock 2 coming out.
I think that makes sense. Generally, you know, mechanics players, they play very high BPM, very fast maps, so Hard Rock 2s do come, I would say, a little bit easier to them, and this isn't still a relatively early on round, so I think this is well within Slovakia's capabilities. Indonesia, I don't quite know how they're going to handle this Hard Rock 2, but we will see. And I think Sarah may be getting confused there at all the hype. Saying it's not their pick, it definitely is their pick.
Yeah, and I honestly kind of struggle to think who the second player for Indonesia is here, because I think Slovakia can definitely handle this. Okay, Aisa coming in.
This probably... It makes sense. Asa played the Hidden 2, which... you know, Hidden 2 and Hard Rock 2, similar levels of skills. You're reading fast stuff. Obviously, Hard Rock 2 pushes it a little bit more. And Hidden 2, the notes aren't there, so they're a little bit different, but I think that probably makes sense. We will see. Aleha returning for the Slovakians.
I mean, I would assume Never would play this, because he's probably just going to promo lobby. Yeah, there he is.
Yeah, returning indeed. I imagine it was probably a res check or something of that.
Hmm.
But yeah, the lineups are settled. The teams are ready. Will Slovakia be able to take their point here, or will Indonesia surprise us once again?
And here we go.
A couple 100s from the Indonesians to open up with. Ooh, early miss from Issa, but we did another miss as well. Troublesome, but we did see this on the Hidden 2 from them. There was a lot less misses and the accuracy was a lot more consistent from them. But still, got the whole rest of the map to go. It's settled down a little bit now, but Slovakia with a 30,000 point lead. Sarah drops a couple 100s.
Yeah, we'll have to see how some of those longer streams go.
Yeah, so far the Slovakians looking much more settled on this pick than either of the previous 3 maps. Both of their players holding incredibly well. Wow, everybody in that section. Ooh, miss from Aleha, but he recovers well, keeps the accuracy, but the score lead is going to dip further. But more misses from Aleha. Huge chain miss! And is back over to the Indonesians. Sarah misses, but recovers very well. And now it's the Indonesians in the lead again with just half the map left to go. A chain miss like that, surely Aleha must be feeling the pressure right now. That was a huge mistake from them, and they know that that could very well have cost them this point.
Yeah, but Never holding on strong with that 99.6 FC, doing what they can to keep Slovakia in it for now.
Exactly, Never is holding in this down for the Slovakians. A couple 100s from the Indonesians. It is still razor-thin margins. Switches
and
over to the Slovakians. Aleha has recovered the accuracy, bringing the Slovakians back into this, but there is still one last section. And it could all change. There's really not a lot in a couple thousand, but Sarah picks up a chain miss. But Aleha trades them back.
Okay.
Still 6,000 points in it, but Never misses.
That's a huge blow for Slovakia.
If Indonesia,
and that might be it. That's it.
Is that at the end of the map? That's it.
7,000 points. A heartbreaking loss for Slovakia.
Very end of the map. So unfortunate for them. But that is another break point, and this Indonesian team defying the odds. Even Never sat there just in bafflement at what is happening right now, and you have to feel for the Slovakians here. That was a tough pick to lose at the very end of the map there.
Yeah. That is rough. Another break point.
Yeah. And now you're looking at an Indonesian team. They're going with a pick. Slovakia here, you can tell they're probably feeling you can guess they're probably feeling a little bit rough. And it takes a strong team to be able to pick yourself up after a point like that and carry on. Because it isn't over. Indonesia still have to win 2 more points. They are not out of it yet. Slovakia got to come back with a response here, and Alihar saying that was their worst play. And yeah, tough break there for the Slovakians, but Indonesia counting their lucky stars on that.
But it is getting to the point where they are slowly gonna start to run out of comfortable picks. Going for no mod 5 here, again with a no mod pick, but they seem pretty comfortable on no mod 1, so...
Yeah. No mod 5, Ghost in Memory, longer map, no mod 5, 7.25 stars. Again, a star rating that the Slovakians probably quite comfortable with. But the Indonesians, will they be relying on another accuracy masterclass? Maybe so. Never staying in, as always, for the Slovakians. Sarah in for the Indonesians, so is Asa at the moment.
This map, though, a lot of streams, so theoretically easy to get good accuracy on. It's the chain misses you have to watch out for, especially with patterning like this.
And it's an interesting point Sarah makes there. No mod 5, the nerve attacker, really is obviously missing on streams like this. Very easy to drop huge amounts of score. Is this a smart play from Indonesia? Picking a map like this, when Slovakia a little bit on the ropes, when the nerves will be firmly in their court, because Indonesia can very much afford to lose this point. If Slovakia lose it, they will be, well, very nearly eliminated. It looks like Sarah and Asa will be staying in for the Indonesians.
Interesting. It's a different roster from the No Mod 1. FZ switching out for Asa.
It is, but we'll see how well that works. I mean, Asa did just fine on that Hard Rock 2 on those fast streams. Well enough, obviously, to help give Indonesia that point. But it's against Never and Golden. Away we go on map number 5. Indonesia 4, Slovakia 0. Indonesia looking to step one step closer to what would be an almighty upset, and Slovakia looking to bounce back from a rough opening. Can they find their answers in this No Mod 5? Or will Indonesia leave Slovakia as just a ghost in their memory?
Nice, and this is a rather long one as well, so a lot of time for many lead switches to happen.
Yeah, off the opening though, rough accuracy from Golden, gonna give Indonesia a very comfortable cushion. Asa trades back a couple. The lead still at about 8 or so thousand points.
Yeah, that OD 7.5 can be difficult to get into at the start of the map, but it seems they've mostly stabilized now. Couple act drops from Golden still, though.
Yeah, it's just a couple stray 100s. Oh no!
Oh no! Okay, recovered quickly enough from Never there. That would have been scary though. It's still a pretty huge lead.
Big miss. 47,000 up to nearly 50,000 point lead for the Indonesians. And they're just looking so stable on this. And a couple 100 drops from each of the Slovakian players. They need both Indonesians to drop at this point.
Okay, there's the chain miss.
There's one from Asa, and it quite literally halves the score difference back down to 25,000. Only halfway through. This is a fairly long map, longer than any we've seen so far in this pool. 3 minutes and 16 seconds. still all to play for. The Slovakians are not out of this just yet. Ace's drop has given them an opportunity, but they will need something more from the Indonesians, either from Asa to drop again or from Sarah to drop a score that I'm not going to say out loud, but you can all well and see what Sarah is doing. And there's a drop from Asa, but recovered remarkably well.
That Sarah carry is really keeping them in it. Just, oh, and bad golden miss.
Misses from golden.
Okay, miss from Sarah, a singular one.
What? How did Sarah even do that?
That's not going to change the score by much, and there's nothing left.
Nothing left in the map, and just like that, Indonesia will take a point unless something drastic happens in these closing stages. Slovakia will have one last pick, but another, it has to be said, masterclass from Sarah with a 0-100 one miss score.
Oh my goodness.
The worst score that you can set, but wow. That is in the middle of a stream as well. You know what? I'm going to say it. That's almost more impressive than an SS. How do you miss one wrong note perfectly?
Yeah, not chain missing on this is very impressive.
Now, Indonesia stand on the precipice of winning another match. 5-0 up against Slovakia. Slovakia will get at least one more chance to bring themselves back into it. No Mod 3 still on the cards for them. Do they rely on pure speed here to try and push their way through to a point? Or maybe find some success with one of the DTs? Who knows?
And Slovakia again on that No Mod 5, matching the second player for Indonesia just fine. They just need that one carry performance to put them over the edge.
Yeah. It's a tough break for Slovakia because, yeah, really all their players have been just performing at such an equal level. They're a solid team. But yeah, Indonesia, I mean, not even just one player each time stepping up. Sarah has stepped up in sort of 4 of these picks to just bringing it point home for Indonesia, and Slovakia taking a timeout, and honestly that makes a lot of sense here. Calm the nerves, take some time to pick with certainty, or just a little extra prep time for the Slovakians.
And looking at all these remaining picks, they all, in theory, look very scary for Indonesia. Except for those free mod picks, but I'm still not sure why they haven't really delved into that yet.
Yeah, it's a little bit of an interesting one. I think maybe the Indonesians know that they might have the mod advantage, but maybe just not. Maybe they don't think they have the mod advantage at all.
It is always an interesting mind game with these sort of like later round free mods when it starts to get a little harder and it's no longer 8 mods and you really have to think about your strategy with them.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, in terms of what will the Slovakians pick, I think really their options are probably between No Mod 2 and DT2 if they're going with their sort of, I guess, what you'd expect them to pick. But I mean, at this point, do you kind of just throw caution to the wind and just go, we've got to pick something different, we've got to go for something? Who knows? And for a very selfish reason, I'd like to see them get a point, so at least I can get a pity point in Pick'ems.
I do really want to see No Mod 6, just because I really like the song.
It is a very good song, to be fair.
There it
and
is.
They will be going with it. No Mod 6
Thank you.
from the Slovakians. Jazz Invasion.
Sarah saying RNG. This is a very difficult map. I mean, the pattern's almost on par with the tiebreaker.
Yeah, and that probably makes it make sense for the Slovakians. Maybe relying on this pure difficulty aspect is what they're gunning for with this Nomad 6. Will it be enough though? Because we've said a couple of these maps have been difficult, but the Indonesians have come to bat every time. Is this map going to be finally a step too far for the Indonesians, or will they prove the doubters wrong once again? As the lineups are situated.
We do see Taisi coming in, possibly.
Yeah.
Probably alongside Never. Sarah staying in, I imagine.
I mean, when a player's just having the game of their life, you sort of just keep them in and hope that they can work their magic.
Yeah. And the question is, who will be the second player for Indonesia?
Yeah, it looks and well. Question answered. Going to be Ray.
Okay. And here we go, getting into it now.
Getting into what could be the last map if Indonesia have their way, or will Slovakia get something out of this? Will they be able to start the fight back? Right now remains to be seen, because before all that is answered, we got 3 minutes of a Jazz Invasion.
Yeah. The start, I imagine, will have a couple of act drops. It's pretty difficult, but only 2 100s overall, so I guess not as difficult to time. But here we go.
Yeah, opening of the map underway. Indonesians with, I believe, quite literally a 1 or 100 advantage, so practically nothing in it, and the score is going to switch back and forth a little bit. Slovakians now with the accuracy lead. Tiny, but it is there.
And those longer bursts starting to come in, as well as slightly more complicated patterns.
Yeah, and Slovakia holding on to this lead. It's still a long way to go. This is also another 3-minute long map. Oh, missed there from Taisi, but it's traded back by Sarah, so the Slovakians will hold on to their advantage. In fact, it will grow as Sarah picks up more misses. Big miss there, and the RNG seems to finally be working out in Slovakia's favour for the moment, as they now get up to 30,000 points in the lead.
Big act drops from Ray as well.
It really is, and we spoke about the fact that Indonesia just had that one player that was stepping up to the plate to bat in each of their maps, and finally it looks like Never is awakened, coming in here, holding by far the best accuracy and the only remaining, I believe the only remaining full combo? No, Ray is also on the full combo, apologise, but much better accuracy than Ray.
Yeah, definitely.
Taisi is actually holding also very good accuracy despite that miss. But there is still a long way to go for this Slovakian team before they can count their lucky stars. But a miss from Sarah will certainly make it come all that much sooner for them.
Very clean miss from Never as well. And another one.
Yeah,
but it's not going to make a difference.
And a break from Ray, and that's surely now the Slovakians will be able.
Some of the harder patterns, they all hit it.
Wow. But now 70,000 points in the lead. I think this has been the biggest score lead difference we've seen from any point in this map. And it will be the Slovakians bringing it home as the map closes out. 70,000 points in the lead. They will not be leaving this match empty-handed at the very least. They still have a mountain to climb if they want to bring this back to a potential victory. But the road of a thousand miles starts with one step, and Slovakia have taken that step. No sweep, Slovakia with their first point of the match.
Yeah, very good pick from Slovakia.
Yeah, and in fact, I mean, we were saying about Never stepping up and being a player that makes a difference, but both of the Slovakians there setting very similar scores and very good scores. And surely, a sigh of relief there for the Slovakians, but they will have to no mod 3.
I do not understand.
I think Indonesia is, as they've sort of established, this pool is still well within their skill cap, and now it's just they believe they've got the accuracy advantage over the Slovakians. And no mod 3 might be fast, it might have a star rating, but if they can hold on and they can push the act over Slovakia, it's well within their grasp. Sarah saying they need rest. Good luck, everybody. Okay, interesting one. Maybe not. Maybe not a strong pick then from Indonesia. But looking to give a player that has given so much for them this match just a little bit of a break. Maybe they win it, maybe they don't, but at least they give what has been their star player a little break to sort of refresh and come back afterwards a little bit stronger. But I doubt they'll give up that easily, as they've got FZ2 stepping up to the plate. No Sarah for the first time in a, I think, all match for the Indonesians.
Yeah. And the No Mod 1 roster was Sarah and FZ, which is probably the closest map to this so far. But we got Isa coming in to sub out.
Yeah. And the Indonesians now requesting a timeout. Maybe the fatigue just getting to them a little bit, needing a little bit of a reset themselves.
They might be timing out to give Sarah a rest.
Yeah. I guess if Sarah, kudos to them, has been playing largely out of their mind this entire match. And, well, if they think that they need a well-deserved break before going back at it, I think they've definitely earned one.
So we might actually be seeing Sarah come back after this timeout, but I guess that remains to be seen.
Yeah, the Slovakians also making, I guess, the most use of the timeout, get a little bit last-minute practice in. I mean, if it goes wrong for them, they are out of the tournament after all. So I think it makes sense for them as well. F2Z FC2 meanwhile just sat in the lobby chilling.
Yeah, they're ready.
They're ready to go.
They come in, they play speed, they leave. Golden and Never. Not an unexpected duo for this map.
No, not at all. And no, it looks like Asa will indeed be stepping in. Maybe just stepped out to get a little bit more practice.
Alright.
Yeah, after all the timeouts done, it is time to get into the No Mod 3, the speed pick. Familiar terrain for the Slovakians. No Sarah for the Indonesians, needing a break after all that performance that they've put on earlier in this match. But this is still an Indonesian pick, so do they feel like this is their best lineup here?
296 BPM, the speed map here, with plenty of finishers as well. Definitely favoring the single tappers.
Yeah, and off the bat, it will be the Slovakians with the act lead. Slim though it may be, as I think maybe just 3 100s, 2 or 3 100s, I think, between these two teams off the start. And this is a fairly long speed map at 2.5 minutes long. Gonna get maybe a little bit tiring towards the end, where a couple stray 100s or a miss could make all the difference if these teams stay close. The advantage grown a little bit for the Slovakians, up to 6,000 points as we get into the first KI. Golden drops their SS that they were previously holding, but still in the lead. Another stray 100 though, and a couple more, and that is so close now. 2,000 points. Slow section. Try not to pick up any stray 100s here because of nerves, and Asa picks up one. Unfortunate. I know the feeling.
The hardest section.
It really is. It's the hardest section of the map.
That's the halfway point, and it's still very, very close. Only 3,000 points apart. 2,000 now.
Never has dropped his SS as well. And there's almost nothing between it as Slovakia fight to stay alive in this tournament, in this match, for just one more map at the very least. They are in the lead, but with the end in sight, they will need to hold on. Any stray 100s could be the undoing of them. Ooh, and there's a couple from Golden.
Oh no.
The score flickering
traded
between the two of them. There's nothing in it. There's a miss from
miss.
Asa, though.
That's huge. Oh,
And another one.
one.
And Slovakia need to just hold on to this ending, not make any silly mistakes now.
Yeah, some very long streams here though. Gotta hold on. And another miss from Asa is gonna seal it.
And they will do it, and Slovakia will take a break point. 5-2 now. And that is certainly another well-received point for the Slovakians, but Sarah is rested up now. And will the Indonesians be able now to deploy their star player once again into a Slovakian team that really perhaps hasn't got a lot of good picks left? I think it's going to have to be the DTs, surely. We've got one Hard Rock, the DTs, and the Fremonts left.
Yeah, Hard Rock 1, I don't know about that one after what Sarah did on No Mod 2. But yeah, the DTs are probably the best pick for Slovakia.
Yeah, I mean, DT2, surely just the pure speed and skill cap element of it. Maybe that will be their best bet. I mean, if they're relying, I guess the question is, do they think Sarah can handle it? Because Sarah, whilst they have been phenomenal on certain picks, has shown a little bit more uncertainty on these faster, more skill-cappy maps. Well, I say that, they nearly SS Nomad 1, so what do I know?
Yeah, and I mean, Nomad 3 just now was still incredibly close, so that DT2 could be a very scary pick.
Yeah, it could, but then what else have they got left?
Not much.
DT2 it is from the Slovakians.
Just gotta trust in the process and hope you get away with it.
There is Sarah once again, back for the Indonesians, rested and ready to go.
Looks like FZ, the speed anchor for Indonesia, is going to be playing this one as well.
That makes sense. They did actually do quite well on that no mod 3 just now. But yeah, we'll see if Sarah will be joining them. We sort of presume so. Did see them appear earlier. And Alear for the Slovakians coming in.
I think you do have to keep in mind that I've, at this point, never might be getting a little tired. 7 maps in and perma-lobbying, that is a pretty huge load to bear.
Yeah, hasn't been able to take a break outside of those 2 sort of timeouts early on. I feel like a lifetime ago now that those were. They were there. The Slovakians were there for a moment. Where have they gone?
This match almost an hour now. Pretty much a battle of attrition.
It really is. But yeah, did Indonesia play a smart game there by, throwing or not, maybe just picking a pick? Because No More 3 might not have been their strongest pick then, but it might have been their strongest that Sarah wasn't playing, and just giving them a chance to rest. And now with this DT2, will Indonesia be able to finish off Slovakia, or will Slovakia fight off their elimination once more? And off the start, Slovakia looking good in terms of the accuracy. A couple of act drops from the Indonesians, but Golden drops a couple more 100s and trades them back. It's close margins here, but that has just about gotten going. It's
very close.
So close between these two teams. There must be less than one 100. There must be like a 100 or so in it. You can have less than one hope, but there's misses from Golden. And trouble for the Slovakians, but the accuracy is not bad on their side. It's going to keep them in it, though.
Yeah, it didn't shift it by too much.
Yeah, FZ dropping some 100s is keeping Slovakia still within reach of this point now. Still only a 6,000 point advantage. And a miss from Sarah.
Trades. And I think that was a bigger miss than what Golden had.
Yeah, the Slovakians now 15,000 points in the lead. Only halfway through the map, though. They still need to hold. Golden is doing better than Sarah, just about. Pretty much matching them, but it is close. Meanwhile, on the top, it is Never holding the high AC FC. FC drops more 100s. Actually becoming a little bit of a struggle there for them, as the Slovakians go 20,000 points in the lead.
Into the last third now. Don't run out of stamina here. There's still a bit of map remaining.
Yeah. Never is once again stepping up to the plate with a very impressive score here. Golden has done remarkably well to recover from their earlier misses and act drops. But Never is holding by far the best score in the lobby and looking to close this out for Slovakia and take another point for them.
The ending here, the doublets, not tripping up anybody. Nobody misses on the streams, and that's it for the map.
We said maybe Never was getting tired, maybe the fatigue would get to him, and clearly we could not have been more wrong. As with a 17-100 FC, Slovakia will take yet another point, and it is now 5-3 to Indonesia.
Yeah, Never doesn't get tired. Never gets tired.
And when it was 5-0, it was a question of, would this really be a sweep? Would Slovakia really not take a point? And maybe it's still just a little bit too early after all. Indonesia has one more pick and they're going with free mod 3, but that question will surely be on people's minds now. Can Slovakia bring it back? Sarah says that they are tired. And I'm going for that on a free mod 3. Is this a little bit of an all or nothing from Indonesia? If Sarah's getting tired and they need Sarah in, who has performed so admirably for them. Is the war of attrition finally turning in Slovakia's favor?
And this is one map you do not want to lose focus on. The 1-4 patterning in these streams, especially towards the end, needs a fully active brain to be able to read them, especially if you're going for, well, I guess the mods are the real question here. What will the mods be?
Yeah, and in fact, it looks like Sarah will get another break as Apajabula and Asa step in for the Indonesians. Now, I think from the Slovakians, in terms of mods, I would certainly expect probably 2 hard rocks. As for the Indonesians, I don't know. Can't really say. I very much doubt we'd be seeing any double mods. But
yeah. This map with a single mod, it's pretty manageable for everybody here to even get high accuracy FCs on, but that hidden hard rock could make or break all the difference.
Yeah, really could. Never and Aleha in for Slovakia. This is a short map as well, under 2 minutes long. Stakes here, especially at that ending, could be life or death for either of these two teams here.
And another thing to watch out for in this map, like in No Mod 5, is chain misses, because this is a stream map.
Yeah, and all players are situated and ready to go. And wow. Oh, wow. So there is, yeah, like two hard rocks
Okay.
from Slovakia, a hidden from Pajabola, and a hidden hard rock from Asa.
Yeah, it is
That is a
doable, but very
bold
risky.
move. Bold move there from the Indonesians. They'll have the mod advantage, but will this be a bit of an overmod here from them? Only time will tell as we get into this match. But at least you get to see the full, well, apart from just hidden, but you get to see it. Well, you do get to see full hidden, so you get to see the full array of mod options available.
And Apaja actually very good at this kind of map on hidden. I imagine they'll be holding on to this kind of score until the end of the map.
Yeah, but that would be a problem for the Slovakians, of course, who aren't holding terribly. In fact, they're doing quite well, but yeah, it's really just this mod advantage holding the Indonesians in it. But you saw there a couple 100s, but a miss from Aleha. It was clean, though. But that's going to be such a drag, a burden on the Slovakian team score here, but they'll need to rely on a traded miss from Asa. They will need Asa to drop some misses here.
Here's those complicated streams.
And there they are! There's a couple, but Aleha trades them!
That's not very good. That's not good at all for Slovakia.
It really isn't. Hope fading. The map is running out of time.
There's not enough left, I think.
Misses here from the Indonesians, and they need them right now.
All the highest V is gone. Asa is fine, I think. Oh, hang on.
Ooh, couple
misses coming in. Ah, but no, that's it.
But there's not enough time. And hope snatched away from the Slovakians, who fought back. No other word but admirably. What a showing from them. Going from really quite a low point in the match to looking like it was going to go all the way. But Indonesia pulling off the victory. And I mean, wow. What a score there from Pajabola. I mean,
yeah,
just incredible stuff. And yeah, Indonesia will move on to the next round, but commiserations, of course, to Slovakia, who will now be eliminated from the tournament. But Indonesia will fight one more match, at the very least. They will have one more against... Who are they against?
Winner of New Zealand versus Canada.
Oof.
Hi.
That is oh yeah, you're playing against you. So you're playing. You may very well be playing against this team.
Yep.
How do you feel about that?
Well, Indonesia definitely. I mean, I'm scared of Sarah. That's what I'm telling you. I'm not looking forward to that.
No, whoever Indonesia do end up playing, of course, will be quite a hurdle for them. But then they were the underdogs in terms of pick'ems for this match as well. So who knows? Anything can happen. But yeah, that is all for now. We do have a match happening on the second channel, which is France versus Malaysia, which is looking like that is a absolute barnstormer of a match in itself. And we've got a couple coming up in about 50 minutes after that. So, yeah, anyway, I think that does it for us.
Yep, feel free to check those out. But for now, that's it for us. So thanks for watching, and until next time.
See ya.